In this demonstration, we're going to look at performing post-configuration tasks on System Center Configuration Manager 2012. We're going to start with creating a new Active Directory site. We'll then configure Active Directory Forest Discovery to create new boundaries from the Active Directory site. We'll configure a boundary group and include the new boundary, install the additional site system roles, and we're going to install a fallback status point just in case our management point dies, and also as well the reporting services point so we can generate reports. Finally, what we'll do is we'll configure the management point and the distribution point. First thing we'll do is we'll create a new Active Directory site. I'm on my domain controller. I'll come to Tools and I'll come to Active Directory Sites and Services. We'll expand up our sites. We'll just go to our actual default first site name, and we're just going to rename this, and we'll rename it something that'll be used in our lab environment. I'll call that London. We'll then come to our subnets, and what I want to do in subnets is I want to create a new subnet. Just in the wizard here, I'm just going to put the prefix in as 10.10.0.0/24. And I'm going to associate this with my London site. We'll then select OK. Now we've created the Active Directory site, what we'll do is we'll move over to our Configuration Manager server. I've come into the System Center Configuration Manager admin console. I'm going to come down to Administration. We'll come to our hierarchy configuration and expand up. Then what we'll do is we'll just come down to our discovery methods. We'll come to our Active Directory Forest Discovery. We'll just right click and we'll just have a look at the properties. At this point here, we're just going to enable our Active Directory Forest Discovery. What we'll also do as well is we'll just highlight the automatically create Active Directory site boundaries when they are discovered. And then all we'll do here is we'll just select OK. And yes, we will run a full discovery as soon as possible. Then what we'll do is come to Active Directory Forests, and as we can see we have a datum.com. Next thing to do is just come to boundaries, and just on boundaries we have London. And then what we'll do is come to boundary groups. So within boundary groups, we currently don't have a boundary group, so let's create a boundary group where we can collect boundaries together. That'll bring us into a wizard. We're going to call this London Client. I'm not going to bother with a description, but I will select Add, and I will add in my London boundary, and then we'll select OK. Then what we'll do is we'll just come to our references, and in the case of our references, what we'll do is we'll use this boundary group to create a site assignment. Then we just need to add our site system servers, so we'll select our Add button. We only have the one, so we'll just highlight that lon-cfg machine and select OK. And then we'll select OK again. And we've now created our boundary group. So now what we're going to do here is we're just going to add some additional site system roles. So in order to do that, we'll just come to our site configuration node. And then what we'll do is we'll just come down to our servers and site system roles. And then what we want to do is we want to add some new roles. And we'll do that by just highlighting our server, right clicking, and we'll add site system roles. That'll bring us into a little wizard. On the wizard, we are going to add the roles to this server. We're not going to bother specifying FQN for use on the internet. We're not using our site system server out there on the internet. Also as well, we're not going to require the site server to initiate connections. And down at the bottom here, we can see our Active Directory membership as well. So we'll select Next. We're not bothering with a proxy, so we'll select Next. In the case of the roles that we want to add, we'll just come through here and we're going to add in our fallback status point. And also as well our reporting services point. What we'll then do is we'll just select Next. We're happy with these default settings for the fallback status point, so we'll select Next again. Just in the case of specify reporting services, so at this point here the site database server name is lon-cfg.datum.com. Database name is cm_lon, so we'll just verify that. That's successfully verified. Folder name we're happy with. Reporting services, server instance, we're happy with the SQL server as well. Finally, all we need to do here is just set our username. And what we'll do at this point here is we will just come through here and we'll go for a new account. Then what we need to do is we just need to specify the account. So I'll just browse through here. I'm just going to add in my administrator account and select OK, and then I just need to put in the password and confirm the password. And then we just select OK. Then select Next. We'll read through the summary. We're happy with the summary. We'll select Next again. This will progress through. Happens fairly quickly. And then what we'll do is we'll select Close. Now what's happening is the software has been installed in the background, so what we'll do is we'll just pause the demonstration and return back once the software is installed. Now the software is installed, what we'll do at this point here is we'll just review some of the main settings that we have for some of the main roles. So if I just highlight my server again, then what we'll do is we'll just come down to the management point. So this is what the clients actually connect to. And what we can do here is we can have a look at the properties. So on the properties, our client connection is currently HTTP. I don't have any external clients, I don't have any Macs, so I don't need to worry about HTTPS just yet. What I will do though is I will generate an alert when the management point is not healthy. And if we just look at the database tab, we can see we're using the site database. So at this point here, we'll just select OK. And if we just come down to our distribution point settings as well, if we just right click and have a look at the properties. So what we have here, just on the general tab, we just have some general information. I'm not using branch cache for this distribution point, so I'm not pushing software out to, let's say, a client, and then the client push it out to other clients. I'm happy with the HTTP connection. Again, I'm not using any internet-based clients. Down here, I am going to use the self-signed certificate, but if this was out there in a production environment, I'd be wanting to use a valid certificate. And I won't enable this distribution point for pre-staged content. I've only got the one. Then if we come to the Pixie tab, this will be used for operating system deployment, so we could enable Pixie support for the clients. What we've also got as well is multicast support, so we can create multicast groups. So what we could say here is start the actual, let's say, operating system deployment after 15 minutes or wait for 20 clients to connect. Then what we have is we have our content validation tab, and we just use this for validating that all of the distribution points have the same version of the software and that all versions are integrity checked. And at this point here, we'll just select cancel. I haven't actually changed anything. So at this point here, we've had a look at doing post-installation tasks on System Center Configuration Manager. Thank you.